when users are requesting access to a large amount of historical information for reporting purposes, so you should strongly consider a warehouse or mart. The user will benefit when the information is organized in an efficient manner for this type of accesses. See, let's say like example, if I take a Walmart, so which has so many branches, so they'll be inserting the data into their databases, right?
Right.
The data will be loaded into the database, and in case the sales manager wants to know what is the sales happened on that particular day or month, so is it easy for him to take that output? No, because it's an online transactional processing and it will be difficult to track. The data will not be organized. So because the resources who will be entering the data, it will not be consistent, right? So that's where in between we will do the data warehousing part. Let me explain you the scenarios. See, let's go like APG Private Limited is a company with a branches at different cities. The sales manager wants quarterly sales report because he wants to know what are the sales is happening. Okay, so every quarter it is growing or it's decreasing. So you just want to know the status of his sales. So each branch has a separate operational system. That means they are maintaining like one branch is maintaining Excel, one branch is maintaining Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, different databases. Okay.
Okay.
So this is how the scenario was like Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore. So all the details will be there, and the sales manager. So how will he pull the data? How will he extract the data from different sources, and how it will help? Okay, let's see. So he has to extract sales information from each database and store the information in a common repository at a single site. Then only he can able to get the information whatever he required, right?
Right.
So to do that, he needs this architecture. He has to pull the data and put it in data warehouse. On top of it, you need to use Fourier analysis tools. From there, he will generate a report and you will get it. Okay. So this is the structure. So let's say the scenario 2. There is a shopping supermarket has a huge operational database. Whenever executive wants some report, the OLTP system becomes slow and data entry operators have to wait for some time. See, let's say, see this scenario. If there is no data warehousing, so then what would be the scenario? So this would be the scenario. In case management wants a report, he has to collect the data from operational database only, right?
Right.
So the same time like insert and select will happen. You agree?
Right.
So what will happen? So both operations will hit on same particular table. So it will get blocked. It will get hang. Right. The particular service will get failed. So he is trying to fetch the report and he is entering the data. So someone has to wait for it. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where data warehousing will help. Okay. So you understand the concept, right?
Yes.
Or you have any question here? Okay.
No.
Yeah. So please go ahead, Subransh, if you have any questions.
No. I just said it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so this is the solution for this. So for those kind of scenarios, this is a solution. You have to extract the data needed for analysis from operational database and store it in a warehouse. You have to refresh warehouse at a regular interval so that it contains up-to-date information. See, one time you load the data, but if you keep on not loading the data, so will it be having up-to-date data? No, right? So at regular interval time, you have to refresh the data in warehouse. Okay? The warehouse will contain data with historical perspective. So all historical information will be there.
Okay.
So this is what the solution we can propose. Implement data warehouse that will help you to generate reports without any issues. It will not impact either your operations and our reports. Make sense?
Yes. Just one question here.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So how different is this operational database and the data warehouse? I mean, in terms of the structure. So is it just a replica of the operational database, or it is something other than that?
No, like see, data wise it's replica, but see, structure it's altogether different. let's say here in operational database, it will be like multiple tables, like hundreds of tables. Okay. So all customer related information will go to one table, multiple tables. So there it's like modeling will come into picture, data modeling. So based on this, the data modeler will apply the data model like logical, physical and conceptual. There are 3 types of models. So that's altogether different concept. Like for a reporting guy, we don't need to know in detail of it, but at high level, yes, there is a data modeling concept. So based on the report requirement and any for reporting purpose, the modeler will design the model actually.
Okay.
So I'll just show you that how the table structure will be there and how they will see. ETL team will do this extraction part from here.
Okay.
Operational database part. See, let's say there are multiple operational databases. So let's say Excel, SQL Server and Teradata. Okay. So they are capturing data in different way. Like let's say I'll give an example. Sex column. So one user will enter male and female as a full value like MALE, FEMALE. Okay. The other user will enter 1 and 0. The other user will enter M and F. So this operational data will have that kind of structure. Okay. So like when it coming to data warehouse, it should be structured, consistent, organized. Then only, because when you try to pull report, it will be difficult to differentiate, right? When you are trying to pull, okay, how much, yeah. So that case, it will be different. So data warehouse would be fully organized, consistent, and all data cleansing will be done before coming into data warehouse. Okay.
Okay. Got it. Yes.
You got the
thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
Welcome. And next, so manager can generate a report without any issues. The report will go to manager, and transactions will not have any impact. So it will keep on going. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So the another scenario, if you take like Cakes and Cookies is a small new company. President of the company wants his company should grow. He needs information so that he can make correct decisions. So what he's supposed to do for that? He has to improve the quality of data before loading it to the warehouse. So the same point, example I have given, right?
Yes.
So improve the quality. Or if you take the date column also, some people will enter MMDDYYY, MMDDYY, so different formats. So perform data cleansing and transformation before loading the data. So this transformation, so these ETL people will take care of it. So how the transformation is like lookup, there are multiple transformations actually. See, let's say I have 2 tables in an operational database. So I don't want multiple tables sitting in my data warehousing. I'll be having all aggregated or summarized level tables. So that time what they will do, this transformation aggregate, they will aggregate the data. Okay, they will summarize and they will dump the data into data warehouse instead of detailed records. You know the difference between, right, detail and summary?
Yes.
Yeah. So detail means like the individual transaction. So instead of that, they will load the data based on a customer. What are the transactions regarding customers? Okay. And he has to use query analysis tools to support queries. Okay. So I'll just show you. So he has to implement data warehouse. Based on that, he can generate a report and he can do the analysis. The president either can expand the business or he has to know where he has to improve based on the report output. Right?
Okay.
Any questions till now, Supransh?
No, I'm clear till now.
Okay, good. Yeah, coming to definition, it's a book, definition you can, read. It's a type of a relational database system specifically designed for query analysis process rather than transactional processing. So it's not for transactional processing. It's for analysis processing, query analysis processing. So it also called as historical DB because we'll have a historical data, read-only DB because it will be only read-only, not write. Okay. And integrated DB, decision supporting system, because based on that only we will take a decisions, right? The senior level manager will take a decision. And executive info system, because the information whatever is useful for the executives only, and business info. So there are different names they're giving it. Okay. So this is a basic difference. Sorry. These are the different characteristics of data warehousing: subject oriented, non-volatile, integrated, and time variant. See, subject oriented is nothing but let's say in an organization we'll be having multiple departments, right? Sales, finance, HR.
Okay.
So those will call it as a like a subject. So individual subject level will capture like instead of implementing data warehouse for all the departments, so they will start one by one. First they will implement HR, then finance, like that. So it's a subject oriented. And non-volatile, so it will not change very frequently. It's not volatile. Non-volatile means it will not change very frequently. The data will not change very frequently, like minute to minute it won't have change, right?
Okay.
Because
Right.
every day after end of business day, they will load the transactions in the next day. So they will start the load, but by the next day it will end. So let's say today in my organization, if I take a sales domain, I have completed my sales. So all the details will come into operational database. From there, they will kickstart the jobs. You know, you are aware of this jobs part, right? Your ETL or Cognos reports will load the data. Then only you will get the latest data. Yes. So that's where like non-volatile means it will not change very frequently. It changes, but not very frequent. That's what it means. Okay. Okay. Integrated. So you can integrate the systems like HR, finance, and production, the multiple departments, because it's a organization data, right? It has interlinked. So this particular employee or this particular sales rep, how much sales he has done. So again, it will go to sales department, right? And then finance department, how much he is earning, how much commission he is getting. So again, it will integrate with finance those time. So time variant. So time to time, like even at a regular interval time, we are going to refresh the data, right? So that's where these are the different characteristics of data warehouse. Okay. And I'll just show you that architecture, and so that you will have a clear picture. Okay, so you know this, right? OLAP and OLTP. Do you have any idea what is OLAP?
What is the full form? I am not sure actually.
Okay, no issues. See, OLAP is nothing but online analytical processing, online transactional processing.
Okay.
So example is our ATMs and banks. So if you go instantly, it will give, right? That's a transaction. It will immediately process and it will give you the output, right? So that's where we'll call it as a OLTP. And OLAP is our reports. So it's for analytical purpose.
Okay.
So it's designed for analysis of business measures by category and attributes. It's a real-time business operation. Okay. So these are all data warehousing concepts. If you are aware of it, so it will help while working in Cognos or in any report.
Okay, sure.
So, optimized for bulk loads and large, complex, unpredictable queries that access many rows per table. Because let's say in data warehousing, we'll be having historical data, right? So that will be more number of records, like last 2 years, 3 years records. So it will be huge number of records. So to support that, we need this OLAP.
Okay.
Right? Based on that only you will analyze. So, but here it will be like transactions usually adding or retrieving a single row at a time per table. So it is different. And loaded with consistent valid data. See, this will be useful for ETL people most of the time, because they will be dealing with the data, right? They will be extracting the data from operational and loading it to the warehouse. So these are all very much helpful for them in case if they are very good at these data warehousing concepts. So their job would be easy. Okay.
Okay.
And it supports few concurrent users of relative to OLTP and supports thousands of concurrent users. See, let's say OLTP system, it's like transaction processing. So if you take an example of Walmart, so there will be number of operators, right? They'll be taking the goods and entering the data, like billing counters.
Right.
Say. So there will be thousands of users. But for analysis purpose, we will be having like report users. So how many people will be there? Very less, right? Using OLAP, the
Right.
report users. Yeah. So that is what it mentioned here. So those are the differences between OLAP and OLTP. So it will be a bit confusing initial times. So once you start going, then you will understand very clearly. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So again, like all technical terms here, it's a multi-dimensional structure, normalized. Many indexes will be there, because if you are, fetching a report, if you run a report to get the output, you will be applying multiple filters, right? So indexes should be required. Without, if there is no index, what will happen? It will take a lot of time to run the report, and it will be time-taking process. So here they don't need indexes, because here they are not fetching any data, they are just inserting data. They don't need it. So joins also we have a few, because here the tables also will be less, because in data warehousing we will be having all summarized and aggregated data. If you have a detail, then that is a different case. As long like in OLTP we will be having many tables and many joins should be required, right? So this is here, aggregated data will be more. Here very few tables will be there. So number of users will be few and more. Periodic update of data. So regular interval I said, right? So at every day, end of the day they will load the data. But here data modification will be more. And huge volume of data. Here volume because it consists of years of data. Because they wanted to compare the data. Okay, last year how much sales we have generated. So this 2 years back, how much was the sales? So they wanted to comparison, right? So in which year, which quarter the sales was in good condition and bad condition. So here small volumes of data will be there. Okay. So these are all like high level information, technical level. So basically life cycle will start with a business analyst. So to implement a data warehousing, a business analyst will go to the business process. Like he has to understand the business process. Let's say one example, if you take the insurance. Okay. So first insurance, how where it starts. So a person will come to insurance office and he has to inquire about he'll inquire about a policy. Okay. Right. So because business analyst has to understand the business flow and how and how their data is flowing from one table to another table. So there is a policy table, claim table. So from policy, how it will relate it to claim. So what is the policy number? What is the claim number? How much claim amount he has taken? All those stuff, right? So all these things a business analyst has to know clearly. Then only he can design a model, and data modeler will complete that model part. It has a different phases again: conceptual, logical, and physical. Okay. So if you are interested to know this, you can go through it. Like there'll be 3 pages like conceptual, physical, and logical model. So you will have a better understanding if you know in detail. Okay. But in case if you are interested, but it's not important for a report developer should know all these things. But in interview perspective, they may ask like, okay, what kind of data model you guys are using in your current organization or current project. Okay. So they may ask these questions. Okay. So once data model has been designed, and the ETL developer will see for ETL developer what are all required tables and columns required, because they have to dump the data from operational database to data warehouse, right? So they need a structure and all the business logics. So that is the ETL developer job. So once everything is ready, once data warehousing is available and you have the report requirement. So what kind of report you wanted to generate? So what was the requirement? What is the business need? So then report developer will come into place and he will start gathering the requirements of business, and he will build a report by using report tools. Okay. And then it will processing part. So this is a life cycle. So any questions here, Subranj?
No, I'm clear till here. Yeah.
Okay. So the architecture. So it's a basic, like common architecture. It's like a basic with a staging area and a data mart. So I'll just show you in pictorial way how it is. So there are different data sources. The data is lying on multiple operation systems. So what ETL team will do, they will load the data into data warehouse based on their business logics and requirement. So from there, users will use analysis or query reporting tools and Cognos, business objects. In MSBA also we have other tools like SSRS reporting services. In Oracle, OBI is there. Now like visualization tools came into market, Tableau, ClickView, all those stuff. So for all those things, you should have a data available. Then only you can generate reports, right?
Okay. Yep.
This is a very basic architecture. So in real time, it won't be like this, just simple. It won't be like, just simple. So data warehousing architecture with a staging area. So why do we need a staging? Like, okay, can you tell me one thing, like how you will get the data to your reports?
In my organization?
Yes, in your current project. So how are you getting the data to our reports and what frequency?
Okay, so the data is something which keeps on changing because the customers will have different input data, and on the basis of the input data, the export data changes. So when I say export data, it is the output of the input data.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm not very sure if we have the data warehousing as you are telling here in the slides in our organization, because what I have seen in my testing time is we have the main tables where the output data is stored, and we have few procedures which generates a view. So the view is the one from where we are just fetching the data and we are showing it in the report. So that is what I am aware of. I mean, as per.
Okay. Fine. So view is the source for your reports. Okay. So what is the source for view?
So we have a procedure. So the procedure has a lot of SQL joins and stuff like that, which combines the output tables. And I mean, the procedure is something which is run every day. I mean, at the time where there will be no data loading or there will be no changing in the data done. So that is the time when the procedure is,
start. Okay. Yeah, end of the business day, they will initiate, they while developing this, either data warehousing or data mart. See, data mart is nothing but subset of data warehousing. So in data warehousing, we'll have all departments information will be available. In case they don't want all should be available and they don't want to create reports on all the departments. So what they will do is they will create a subset of it.
Okay.
So which is like a sale. So they want reports only on based on sales. So what they will do is, okay, I don't want you guys to hit my data warehouse every day, every time. You just hit only this subset, so that performance will be faster, right? Instead of fetching 1,000 records, instead of fetching 100 records. So the subset part will be a faster. So that's where data mart will come into picture. Okay. So this is the staging area where. So what is staging area is? So we'll place the data at a particular point in place. Like why? Because let's say, so this operation system is sitting at US. This is in UK. So this is in India. So from all three systems, we'll be having the same data, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The structure will be the same. Okay. So when you integrate. So why do we need a common site to store the data? So any idea? Why do we require to place data in a common site?
Not sure.
Okay. So basically timing constraint as well. So the base reason.
Okay.
End of the day, they will, the US after end of business hours, they will load the data here. So after end of, because in case if they process directly to here, again this data will have implications. So there will be some
Okay.
difference, right? Timing will be
Right.
there.
Right. Yes.
You will not get the consolidated output. So that's where they will have a staging area and they will place all. So they will have some cutoff time and they will load all the data here, and then all like consolidated data will be dumped into data warehouse based on the business
Okay.
logics. Okay. So that's
Okay.
one of the reasons.
Yeah.
So there will be so many reasons. Okay. And then
Okay.
again, same will generate reports out of on top of reporting, like reporting tools will connect to data warehouse and build reports and generate the outputs to the users.
Okay.
Okay. And now, yeah, with the staging area and data marts. So this is what we discussed, right? So once data warehousing is available and they don't want build all reports on all the areas, so they just wanted to hit only this particular data mart, either purchasing or sales or inventory. Okay.
Yeah.
That is where data mart will come into place, and you can connect to data mart and build a report. So any questions in architecture point? So
Yeah. I'm not clear about this data mart. What is it? Can you say again?
okay, see here in the data warehouse you will be having all information like purchasing, sales, inventory. Every information will be stored in data warehouse.
Okay.
So it's again a database only. Okay. So
Okay.
here what they will do is in data mart, it's a subset of data warehouse. So only purchasing data again will send to separate database. They will keep a separate schema, I can say.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the sales, only sales info, like in case I'll give you live example. So all finance data will be so crucial, right, for an organization.
Yeah.
So what they do is they will just create a separate data mart for a finance, and they will give access to only few people. In case if they give access to data warehouse, it will be difficult to control. Okay. So in
Okay.
case if they create a data mart only for finance, so all finance information will be there and they can generate reports out of it very easily. So only finance data will be there for them. So those
Okay.
kind of scenarios will come up with the data marts.
Okay. And in case, suppose we want to generate a report which has a combination of sales and inventory, is that possible?
Yes, yes. Like again, either you have to connect to data. See, you will be having data marts, and at the same time in data warehouse also you will be having the data. It's
Right.
not that you will cut the data and paste it here, right?
Right.
Data warehouse will have the all information.
Right.
Yeah, it depends on all maintenance activity will be there. In case if you are keep replicating, it will be difficult sometimes. For some organizations, they will have a standard hardware and all those stuff, so they will place how many they want.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now coming to before start implementing the schema design, a data modeler should understand the following process. So what is a client business requirement, and understand the grain of fact. Designing the dimension table and fact table. Yeah, now I'll tell you like what is a fact table and dimension table. So maybe you would have aware like while testing, you will know what is a driving table. So while testing, you will write a query, right? Based on your report requirement, you will say you will write a query based on a driving table. What is a driving table for this? And then what are the different tables which are joined to this, like dimensions.
Okay.
So have you heard of this part like fact and dimension?
No.
Okay. See, I'll tell you what is a fact and what is a dimension table. I'll explain. See, dimension table is nothing. It contains a textual information that represents attributes of the business. It contains relatively static data and joined to fact table through a foreign key reference. See, let's say these are the different dimension. Location dimension, which consists of country, state, region, everything. So in case if you see a date dimension, date table is a dimension, because again it will have a static data, right? So date, it won't change. Obviously it will be in the same format, right?
Okay.
So country name. So countries, maybe it will add multiple, the countries, let's say now there are, let's say 22 countries are there. So will it again add? No, right? Unless there's something new happen. The business, they wanted to expand in another country, that time the value will add, right?
Okay.
So basically it's a textual information. So I'll just give one more example here. Yeah, here, product dimension. So product category, what is the product name, location, organization, time. So these are all different dimensions. So maybe in your current project also you will be having a tables. Okay, you might not be aware that okay, this is a fact and this is a dimension table, right?
Okay. Okay.
Can you name a few tables so that I can tell you what are the fact and what is the dimension table? Sorry.
Tables in my product, you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So there are tables like item master, then
Okay.
Inventory,
Mm-hmm.
then distribution plan. So
Okay. So in item master, okay, you have any measures like quantifiable columns?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Okay. See, basically fact table is nothing but it has a quantifiable columns like quantity, revenue, price. So like sales dollars. So it's a measure actually.
Okay.
So let me show you. So as a dimension will have a textual information, and this fact, it contains a numeric measures of the business. So how will you measure your business numerically? So what are the different columns? Can you just give me some columns which has an amount or some other columns?
No, this will be a little difficult actually. I mean.
Okay. So what is your domain actually? Current project domain?
So it is completely into supply chain.
Okay, SCM.
So
supply chain.
So basically, I mean, the input will be some information of item which is available in a particular location, and I need to get a plan generated about how this item can be produced from the raw materials available in a certain location in a optimized way. So
So if I see this, so all item details will be stored in a dimension. Location details will be stored in a dimension.
Okay.
So you don't have any dimension called location or organization, something like that?
Yeah,
country,
we have
city. So those are all called dimensions. And wherever you see this numeric measure of your business, so those will called as fact tables. Okay. So it contains facts connected to dimensions. So basically, like fact table might contain either detailed level of facts or that have been aggregated. So it will have a detailed level transaction or aggregated level transactions. So here this is a example like a sales fact. So whatever sales happened, that information will be stored in this table, and it has all the foreign keys. Okay, the remaining or the table, like these are all called dimensions, which will be connected to fact table through primary and foreign key references. Okay. Clear or any question here, Subhansh?
This is not very clear, but what I can do is I can actually study a bit about this, and I can, if I have any questions, I'll get you into the next class.
You're welcome. You can come up with more questions.
Yeah.
Sales fact table is connected to dimensions because let's say user wants to know how much sales I have done in the last 2 years in a particular location. So that time what you have to do, you have to get the data from these three tables: time, sales, location, and a product. Because which product I have sold, in which location I have sold my product, if this is the question. Because in case your user is asking, okay, I want to know how many products I have sold in this particular location. What you have to do, you have to join these three tables, right? Then only you will get that information. The same way, through which organization we have sold in last 2 years. In that case, you will get organization, time, product, and sales, and location as well. So all these tables you have to write a query basically to get the data, right? The same way, if you want to build a report, you have to join this and you get the information from here. Yeah, that we will see like one by one. Now it will be difficult to understand to that level. Okay. So these are the design benefits. If you build a star, like why we'll call this as a star schema is, it looks like a star. That's where they will call it as a star schema. So easy for users to understand, fast response to queries, because it will have a direct relationship, right? There won't be many tables, like all location information will be here. You won't have multiple tables here for location. Whereas in operation, you will be having, there is a country separate table, city separate table will be there, and all those stuff. But in location, while building a data warehouse, so they have build this kind of model so that all information will be available in one table. That is a star schema benefits. And the main thing is fast response. Okay. Because it will fetch the data very fast. Whereas we have another schema called a snowflake schema. What it will do is, like here, dimension table hierarchies are broken into simpler tables. Basically, in few organizations, they try to normalize the dimension tables to save space. Okay. Both fact and dimension tables are normalized, and it increases the number of joins and poor performance of retrieval in data. I'll just show you how it will look like. Snowflake. See the same example. See location dimension. Again, it's split into another table called a state table. So only state information will be there. It's kind of a lookup table. From here, again, it will load the data here. From product category, again, all the data will here. So organization, again, branch information will be in separate table. From here, the data will come here. Again, it will join here. Okay, so multiple joins, right? From this to this one join, this to this one join. So it will be two joins. So obviously, query performance will be degrade, right?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So why do we have this? Like, what is the advantage of this Snowflake?
In some organizations, like they wanted to save space, they will create multiple tables. They don't want to dump all the data into one table. They wanted to segregate the data into multiple tables. See, let's say see, it's not been used by most of the organizations, because in my last 9 years experience, so we have what are the clients I have supported. So we have not used this Snowflake schema. So we've used star schema only. This kind of schema only we have used. See, it depends on your data modeler who designed the schemas, who proposed the schemas, and based on their it will not be in our control. As a report developer, it will not be in our control. Okay, the designs and all, the data modelers and business analysts, they will design everything. Okay. So we should not be worried, about it, unless you are a project manager and you will be asked to start, right from scratch. So that time you should be worried about all this stuff. How to build a warehouse, what is the design you have to build, all those stuff. Okay. So there's a difference between star schema and snowflake schema actually. So every dimension will have a primary key. Dimension table will not have any parent table. In star schema, the only dimension table will be there, right? It won't, again, it will not split into multiple tables.
Right.
Whereas in snowflake schema, a dimension table will have one or more parent tables. And the hierarchies for the dimensions are stored in the dimension table itself in star schema, because all information is available in a star schema itself. That's where he is saying hierarchies for the dimensions are stored. So it's kind of hierarchy only, right? Country, state, city.
Yeah.
But whereas in Snowflake, the hierarchies are broken into separate tables in Snowflake schema.
Right.
Yeah. So those are all like at glance the data warehousing concepts. So there are a few more actually data warehousing concepts. So if you are interested, we can go through those. There is the SCD, slowly changing dimension. Then there are types of dimensions, types of facts. There are different concepts. So which will be asked in the interview time. Now in the real time, like once you started working in Cognos reports, if you are aware, then that will be fine. You should not be expert in those concepts.
Okay.
So you have any questions so far, Supransh?
No, I'm fine as of now.
Okay, okay. See, all these are like theory part, so it will be difficult to digest at first time.
Okay.
So once we jump into tool, then it will be very interesting.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Since you already seen the tool, so it will be easier for you to grab whatever I'm trying to say. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So can we jump into Cognos?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. So there are, I'll just start with the versions, like what are the different versions over there and what are the different components which are available. Okay.
Okay.
So like Impromptu and PowerPlay was the Windows-based tools. It started like, you know what is the difference between Windows-based and web-based?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So Windows-based should be like, it should be installed in your local machine, and web-based means anywhere you can install and you can access through a URL.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Internet connection. And yeah, so these are different versions. ReportNet 1.1. So with this version, they have come up with Windows and web-based components. So till before this, they were having only Windows-based tools.
Okay.
So ReportNet 1.1, again in 1.1 they have like MR1 and MR2, maintenance release 1 and 2. So like it's kind of a version only again.
Okay.
So these are the different components. Framework manager. So you have access to framework manager as well. Normally, like for developers, you will have access. For testers, they will give Report Studio execute access.
So I attended one of the sessions. So as I was telling, when the person who was dealing with this Cognos developer, when he was leaving the company, he gave us a session. So I just had I just attended the session and I saw, how things are there, but I didn't get anything.
Okay, so practically you didn't see it. Okay, fine. No issues. I'll cover that part. Okay. So these are the different components. Like coming to web-based, we were having like Report Studio, Query Studio, and Cognos connection. So later they have moved to Cognos 8, and by this time IBM was acquired Cognos, and SAP was purchased Bevo, since they doesn't have a strong reporting tool. So after that, IBM has purchased this Cognos, and they have improved a lot actually. So right now, coming to Cognos 8, again they have added a few tools. Transformer they have added, and web-based again report, query, Cognos connection, analysis, event, and metric studio. So each and every studio will have its own advantages.
Okay.
So like in 8 again they have like there were few versions, 8.1, 2, 3, 4. Then they jumped into Cognos 10, which has again Windows and web-based tools, framework, map manager, metric designer, Go Office. There are a lot of components within Cognos, but most of the times as a report developer we'll be using Report Studio, Query Studio, Cognos Connection. These are the three major things which we'll be using, unless there is a requirement to build the events or metrics, KPIs, dashboard, key performance indicators, all those stuff. So, like in your project, what you guys are using, only Report Studio or any other tools you are using? Any other components?
Yeah, I have heard of this Report Studio. I think I have heard of this Query Studio also.
Okay.
And Cognos Connection, I mean, I'm not sure what is it, but I think it is required, right?
Yes, yes. So Cognos Connection is the center part.
Okay.
So like I'll just, oh shit. You able to hear me, Supransh?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
So in Cognos 10 again we have different components. Cognos Connection, they have added this Insight and Insight Advanced as well, like to create a dashboards. So I'll just show you how to work with those as well. And this is the interface you might have seen already. Yes. Cognos interface.
Yeah.
So here under this you will have all this, like in case if you have access to all the studios, here it will show the workspace, Query Studio, analysis. So if you see this triangle symbol, it's a Report Studio. If you see this pen symbol, it's a Query Studio. This administration and this, we'll see all this stuff. And you know the difference between public folders and my folders, right?
No, I don't know the difference, but yeah, I have seen this.
Okay, yeah. Let me tell you. The public folders is where, in case, see, you are a tester, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to test the reports, you should know where the Cognos reports are available. Like developer has developed reports, and how you know that you know where those reports are available to test. So there should be a common place where developer has to develop and place those reports, right? So that is the place is public folders. So whoever has access to Cognos, and in case if I am the developer, I have developed a report and the others have to review or test reports. So I need to place it in a common place so that other users can access it. Okay, so that's where like if I place the report in public folders and you have the access to the same environment, so you'll be able to see it in a dev environment. In case from dev to QA, if I wanted to move, because as a tester you should be having only access to QA environment, right?
Right.
So from dev environment I have to again deploy it. That either administrator will do it or a developer can do that part.
Okay.
So your project, any admin guy is there or directly you guys will?
Yeah, the developer only deploys that.
Okay, fine. So normally what we will do is real time, we'll be having a separate request form which we have to fill. So this is the path where my report is available and from which environment to which environment it has to move. All those details I need to submit. So once I submit, then there is a admin who will take care of this activity, global admin.
Okay.
So individual project will have its own process, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you know. It will help like public. And my folders is nothing with like, let's say as a developer, I am working on few reports and I don't want others to see this report which is in progress. So that point, like I can place my report in my folders and I can work on it. Once it's complete, then I can move it to public folders. Again, it's nothing like a copy and paste only. You know, simple options.
Okay.
That is the significance of public and my folders. So here I've just mentioned that it's a web Cognos connection. Okay. Yeah, this is a Cognos connection actually. It's
Okay.
the center point for all access, like if you want to access your report, or if you want to execute your report, if you want to edit your report, if you want to open any studio to develop report, if you want to administer your content, like all admin activities, if you want to perform any admin activities. So for all these activities, this is a center point. This is a
Okay.
Cognos connection center point from wherein you can do all these activities. Okay.
Okay.
It's a web portal. It provides a single point of entry for creating, running, viewing, scheduling, organizing, and distributing reports. So report authors or users can access any of these studios through Cognos connection based on the access levels.
Okay.
If you have access, like you are a report developer, then you should be having access to Report Studio. If you are a tester, you will not have the access to Report Studio. You just have, within Report Studio, you will have only execute access.
Okay.
I'll just show you like how it will work. And again, public folders, as I discussed, it store shared application content such as packages, reports, shortcuts, and jobs.
Okay.
And my folders, it store personal content such as reports, shortcuts, and jobs.
Okay.
Directory, it is used to specify Cognos data sources and their associated connections. So data source is nothing but in case you have a data source as SQL Server or Teradata. Okay. And how will you connect from Cognos? Because Cognos connection is a separate tool and database is a different tool. So how will you connect to database? Because to generate a report, what you need a tables and columns, right?
Right. Right.
To connect it, we need a data source connection.
Right.
So those connection information will be available in the directory part.
Okay.
And I'll just show you how to create a data source connection so that you can connect to a database and import the tables, right?
Okay. Okay.
So schedule management. So how can you manage your schedules? So every week, in case you want a monthly report, so every month I need this report. So how will you schedule it? So all those manage, schedule. This information we can practically. And administration. So these are all admin activities: server administration, content administration, preferences. So we'll see one by one later. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming to architecture, can we continue, or you need a break?
I mean, it will be good if we take a break, because I mean,
yes,
we have an office also. So
yes, understood. So what is your office timings, Subhansh?
yeah, I actually go at around 10. So, but today I am in a separate place, so that's why it took me time to connect. So
Okay.
today I am a little far from my office. Usually I am staying very close. So from tomorrow onwards, it won't be a problem for me. So I will be I'll be connecting a bit earlier also, so that we don't have a glitch at the end.
Okay, fine. Yeah, fine, then if you are okay, then we can spend 2 hours also in the morning time, and we can
okay, so do you want to do it like 2 hours every day, like weekday?
Yes, that would be fine for me, because my office timings are 12:30 to 9:30, so that I can spend time. No issues.
Okay, so yeah, you want to take it as 8 to 10, right?
Yes, 8 to 10. If you are okay.
Okay, can we do it like 8 to 9:30?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Okay.